Welcome back, everyone, to our fourth episode of the Bullpen Talk. This is our final episode before the MLB regular season starts. Super pumped for that today. We have a great episode for you, talking with some news and our 2021 season predictions. So, Ethan, let's get it started.
All right, we will. First, I want to do a public service announcement real quick. So we want to know what you guys want us to talk about on here. It's not that we're really running out of content to talk about. We just want to know what you guys want. We want to know what you guys want us to talk about because we want to discuss what you guys are wanting, so that it's interesting for you. We're gonna go ahead and get on to our first topic of the day. So our first article of today's episode is the news section, and we're gonna start it off with Eloy Jimenez. And Eloy Jimenez is hurt. He tried to rob a home run during spring training and hurt part of his arm. And the White Sox say he will be out 5 to 6 months. And so that means he'll be back around August or September. So if he is out that long, he'll have like 20 games if he comes back in September. That's less than the 60-game season in 2020. And this White Sox team is a great team in the American League. They're the American League Padres. They've got the swag. They've got the hype behind them. They've got Eloy Jimenez. They have Jose Abreu, the MVP. They have Luis Robert. They have Tim Anderson. They have Lucas Giolito. They have Yoan Moncada. They have Yasmani Grandal. They have all of these star players on their team. And Eloy Jimenez is the heart and soul of this team. He is the core three of Robert, Jimenez, and Tim Anderson. And without Eloy Jimenez, the White Sox may not be as good as they are to be expected. And you'll see how this Eloy Jimenez injury affects the White Sox standings when we talk about the standings later in today's episode. So Eloy Jimenez is going to be out 5 to 6 months. This is a huge hurt and a huge fall for the White Sox. They need him. And they're going to need him more than just 20 games in the playoff series. I mean, they're going to need him more for the season. This is a big injury. I hope that he can recover pretty quickly because he's a really marketable player. He's a really good player. He's a young player and a young star in today's game. And I want to hear Lucas's opinion on the injury.
Eloy Jimenez is a great player for the White Sox. He was having a great spring training with a 319 average, 11 RBIs, just a great spring training overall. He should not have tried to rob that home run, no matter what you're doing. It's spring training. Nobody really cares to rob a home run. I get you may be trying to show off for your coaches, but Eloy, you're their starting left fielder. You don't need to show off to anyone. Just let that go over the fence. Let it be a home run. Don't try to hurt yourself and rob that home run because now you just cost you and your team 5 to 6 months.
I totally agree with Lucas there. Of all people, Lucas knows that I'm one of the biggest persons on hustling in spring training. I feel like if people are paying to watch you, you put on a show for them. You hustle down the line. You try. You dive for plays. But even me looking at this says, Eloy, this is the last week of spring training. Still play your hardest, but I wouldn't rob a home run. Even coming from me, if I say that was too far, you know it was too far. Robbing home runs, he should have just let that one go. The games don't really count. They do, but they don't. And this is really going to hurt the White Sox. Like Lucas said, it wasn't really worth it to rob that one home run and lose 5 to 6 months of that playing time in 2020, 2021. It's really not. And the White Sox are really going to miss him. And so moving on with injuries, we have Luke Voit. He is going to be injured. He had a torn meniscus, and the viewers wondering where the meniscus is. It is in your knee. So he tore his meniscus. My uncle actually tore his meniscus, and it really hurt his baseball career and actually cut it very short. And Grady Sizemore actually had a torn meniscus, and it really slowed him down in running. And we all know Luke Voit is not the quickest and most swift runner. So this is definitely not going to help Luke Voit in this sense. And I want to go ahead and see Lucas's opinion on this, and then I'll come back with some stats and show how this is going to hurt the Yankees lineup so much.
This is one of those injuries that makes you a DH for the rest of your career. Luke Voigt is a first baseman, which is already basically a position for the most non-athletic player, one of the slowest players. It's a position on the field where you don't really have to move that much. You just maybe gotta move to your left or right a little bit. It's just one of those positions. That's why all like the slower older guys play there. Albert Pujols, Miguel Cabrera. So this could be one of those positions where maybe this injury he has to become a DH for the rest of his career. Where right now we don't have a DH, so that leaves him to 15 teams, which could then hurt his market. And he would have to be a DH, and the National League does not have a DH right now, which is why I am pushing for a DH so these players have more teams to go to instead of just this American League 15 where you might not get as much money as you could with a National League team because they don't want to pay you because they don't need a DH.
Yeah, 110% agree. I'm not a big fan of the NLDH, but that's previous episodes we talked about that. But I do want to get in after Luke Voigt left St. Louis and came into the Bronx. He went off in 2019. He played like an all-star. I'm gonna go ahead and read off his stat line real quick. He had a 294 average, which you can go ahead and round up to a 300 batting average. He had a 365 on-base percentage and a 442 slugging percentage. He went off in 2019, and he was a really big contributor for the New York Yankees having so much success, and because they had so many injuries in 2019. Without Luke Voigt, the Yankees would not have been as good. And of the four main players on the Yankees, you have Giancarlo Stanton, Aaron Judge, DJ LeMahieu, and Luke Voigt. Luke Voigt is now down, which is awful. You have Aaron Judge. Who knows if he's going to come back? He's coming off multiple injuries. He's injury prone. He's iffy. And Giancarlo Stanton, he is – I don't know about Giancarlo anymore. He hits a bunch of home runs, but other than that, there's not really much there with Giancarlo. And he's so injury prone. He's more than Judge, and you don't know if he's going to have a good season in 2021. So you have iffies on Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton. You have DJ LeMahieu is a lock-in. He's going to be good. But other than LeMahieu, you have no one. With Voigt, Judge, and Giancarlo, I don't know if the Yankees will be this good. I mean, the Yankees are really going to need Luke Voigt to step it up this year. I mean, if he comes back. But this is a huge injury for the New York Yankees, and they're really going to be missing him this year.
Yes, they will be. Now let's get to our next topic. This is our opinion topic for this episode. Is Shohei Ohtani overrated, or is he just perfectly rated as he is now? I'll go off first. I think he is perfectly rated on the hitting. The hitting has been great, starting in 2018 where he won Rookie of the Year. 285, sorry. 2019, he had a 286 average. 2020, he had a 190 average. I don't count 2020 towards what I think of them because it was just a crazy season, 60 games. But the thing I do think he is overrated on is his pitching. If I'm Shohei Ohtani, I say you just make him a total DH because his hitting is pretty good. His pitching, I don't see him being a good pitcher in the majors. 2020, 2 games, 37 ERA. He only played a couple innings and then he got shut down for the rest of the season. Gave up a ton of runs. 2018 had a 331. Not the best he could do. Not bad, but not the best he could have done. I just think he's an overrated pitcher, but a perfectly rated hitter. Ethan, how about you?
I think he's overrated in all sorts, and I'll get into why. I feel like the number one reason is people are so enamored by the sheer talent that Shohei Ohtani has. And there's no doubt. He can throw 100-plus miles per hour and hit a home run 400-plus feet. That's a tremendous accolade that you can do. And people are so enamored by this sheer talent, as I've said before. But there's a difference between talent and production. And that's what people are looking at. People are looking too much into his talent. There are a lot of talented players out there. But when push comes to shove, you want that production on the field. And that's what Shohei Ohtani lacks. Other than 2018 and a semi-good 2019, he was hurt in 2019 too. I agree with Lucas. He should become a DH. And just looking at his stats, 290 is not bad batting average, but that's nothing special. There are other players in the big leagues who can hit 290. I think Shohei Ohtani's a little overrated. I feel like people are watching this spring training, and I love spring training, but you have to take spring training with a grain of salt. You can't put all of your predictions, you can't put everything into spring training. And I feel like people are looking at him. He's pitching okay this year, and they're really on the train. I feel like Shohei Ohtani needs to reevaluate himself and say he needs to stop pitching. He doesn't want to hurt himself anymore because first he had Tommy John surgery, but he could still hit. The next injury could be something where he can't hit too, so he'll be out. So he needs to stop pitching. Yeah, it's pretty cool, but you just got to kind of put that on the back burner. He has tremendous amounts of talent, but there's not enough production on the field with his pitching, and his hitting is so-so. Lucas said 219 average in 2020. I think he's overrated. I know. And actually, I will go as far to say he's almost. We and Lucas have talked about this, but I'm going to say he's a bust for right now. And I know Lucas is probably jumping out of his seat right now, but I hate to throw that word around. But for right now, when I'm looking at him in 2021, he's a bust. I'm selling his rookie cards. I'm not a big believer in Shohei Ohtani. I hope he has a great 2021. I hope he makes me eat my words. Like, I really do. Because if he can be a really good player on both sides, I mean, he can make me eat my words, and I hope he's a great player. But right now, he's a bust, in my opinion. All right, so moving on from our next topic, we are going to get into the meat and potatoes of this episode, the standings. So we're going to actually go through. I'm going to have Lucas start off. But what we're going to do is he's going to read through his AL West. So he's going to go 1 through 5. He's going to read them off. And then I'm going to read off my 1 through 5. And then he'll do his AL Central 1 through 5. I'll do my AL Central 1 through 5. So on and so forth. You guys get what we're doing here. And then after that, we'll get into the playoff predictions. And that's when we're really going to get down to the nitty gritty. And that's when we're really going to go in depth on our playoff predictions. So, Lucas, go ahead and start us off on our American League West.
American League West, I think, is the weakest division in the American League this year.
Agree.
I think same as last year. Number 1, Oakland. Number 2, the Trash Stros. Number 3, the Angels. Number 4, the Mariners. And number 5, the Texas Rangers.
I like the Trash Stros. I've never heard that yet. That's good. Me personally, I have the Astros number 1, the Angels 2, A's 3, Mariners 4, and Rangers 5.
AL Central for me, number 1, Chicago White Sox. Number 2, Cleveland Indians. Number 3, Kansas City Royals. Number 4, Minnesota Twins. And number 5, Detroit Tigers.
Woo, you're low on the Twins. Can I get your explanation for that?
Explanation is their pitching.
Okay.
They got Jose Barrios and Trevor Rogers. That's about it.
Okay. I've got the complete opposite. I've got Twins number 1, White Sox number 2, Indians 3, Royals 4, and Tigers 5.
American League East, New York Yankees with the number 1. Number 2, Blue Jays. 3, Rays. 4, Red Sox. 5, Orioles.
All right. We were very close there. I have Yankees 1, Blue Jays 2, Rays 3, Orioles 4, and Red Sox 5.
I like it. National League West, Dodgers 1, San Diego Padres 2, Arizona Diamondbacks 3, Rockies 4, Giants 5.
All right. I have Padres 1, Dodgers 2, Giants 3, D-backs 4, and Rockies 5.
NL Central, Chicago Cubs 1, Brewers 2, Cardinals 3, Reds 4, Pirates 5.
Very close. I had Cubs 1, Cardinals 2, Brewers 3, Reds 4, Pirates 5.
So close. National League East, Braves 1, Mets 2, Nationals 3, Phillies 4, and Marlins 5.
I'm not going to repeat mine because that's the exact same standings that I had.
That's awesome.
I'm going to go ahead and do my numbering for the AL. Yankees 1, Twins 2, Astros 3, White Sox 4, Blue Jays 5. In my National League, Padres 1, Braves 2, Cubs 3, Mets 4, and Dodgers 5.
For me, I got Yankees 1, White Sox 2, Athletics 3. National League, I got Dodgers 1, Braves 2, Cubs 3. And then my wild card for the American League, I got Indians having the home field there, 4 against the Blue Jays. my 5, and for the National League wild card, I got Mets, the home team, 4, and the Nationals, the 5 seed. For my wild card prediction, I got the Indians moving on to the division series, and it's gonna happen.
Who are they
And
facing?
then for
Who do you have them facing?
the Blue Jays, they'll beat the Blue
Lucas.
Jays. They'll beat the Blue Jays.
Oh, God.
No question. National League wild card, the Mets are just gonna destroy the Nationals. Mets will move on to the division series also.
All right, so we talked about this. My National League wild card is probably going to be the best wild card game in the last 100 years. Dodgers at Mets. Trevor Bauer, Noah Syndergaard. Mets fans already hate Trevor Bauer for the luring that he did on his website, and this is going to be a match for the ages. Two phenomenal teams, Magic Johnson, Steve Cohen, both great owners in this team. This is going to be a great matchup, probably the best matchup, and I really like that this is a one game series because this is going to make it even more interesting. And I do have the Mets beating the Dodgers also, so that'll be interesting. And I have
upset alert.
Blue Jays at White Sox, and I have the White Sox winning. Right now, the Blue Jays are good. They are make it to the playoffs good. They are not win the playoffs good right now. And I feel like in a 2 years, they'll be World Series competitors. But right now, they're making it to the playoffs, but they're not winning the playoffs.
For my division series, I got Yankees, Indians, and White Sox, Athletics. For the White Sox Athletics, I got the White Sox moving on to the championship series.
Yep.
And for my division series, Yankees, Indians, my bias wants to say Indians, but my real brain wants to say Yankees, but my bias is going to push through and say that the Indians are going to win, and the Yankees are just going to struggle because Aaron Judge, Garrett Cole, and Giancarlo Stanton are all going to be out for the season within October. They are going to be injured, and the Indians are just going to push through the Yankees.
Okay, for all the people at home, Lucas watched the 2020 playoffs with the blindfold, and he doesn't know that the Indians got spanked. They got their butts handed to them by the Yankees. Oh, Lucas. I used to say Cubs winning every single year, but I know this is the last year with the core four in the Cubs lineup. And I know we're going to make it to the playoffs, but we're not going to win. And so soon enough, after Lucas sees that the Indians have a horrid season, he will come back down to his senses, and me and him will bask in the 2016 sunlight to see that 2016 were our glory days. But no longer.
I sure hope not. But for my National League, I got Dodgers, Mets, which you had in your wild card. And then I have Braves, Cubs. I got Braves beating the Cubs, as Ethan said, final year of that big core with them. I think the final year is just going to be ended in the division series to that great young Atlanta Braves team. And then Dodgers, Mets, I got the Mets pulling through. Dodgers are just going to fall down and just collapse in that division series against the Mets. Mets, Braves for my National League championship series.
That's pretty good. I had the Mets at Padres. This is also going to be a pretty sneaky, little good series. Mets at Padres. This is going to be a great series. You got Fernando Tatis, and you got the Mets. I mean, that's going to be just – you got Jacob deGrom and Pete Alonso and Jeff McNeil. I'm going to really like this series. I feel like a lot of people will tune in. But, of course, the Dodgers v. Mets wildcard game will be the most watched playoff game, I think, this year in baseball if it happens. And then – I got Cubs and Braves, and the Braves are winning. I have to come to my senses. The Cubs aren't better than the Braves. The Braves are going to beat the Cubs, and this is going to be the end for the Cubs playoffs for the next 5 years, I'd say. And then for my AL, I got White Sox at Yankees, and I have the Yankees moving on to the championship series, and the Astros at Twins, a little 2020 matchup again, and I feel like the Twins are going to take the cake this time. So I have Twins and Yankees in my championship series. So I'm going to go ahead and give it to Lucas for the championship series.
Championship series, National League, Mets, Braves, NL East matchup. This is going to be a great matchup. Francisco Lindor, Ronald Acuna Jr., two of the biggest players in the game. But the Braves are going to take it, and the Braves will make the World Series for the first time in, I want to say, since the 90s.
Yes.
And then For the American League, I got the Indians and the Chicago White
Don't you
Sox,
say it.
an AL Central
Don't you
matchup.
say it. Don't you
And
say it.
if you've watched 2020, 2019, the Indians have killed the White Sox in the
Stop
regular
it.
season.
Say it.
And they're going to kill
Stop
them
it.
again in the 2021 Championship Series. Your American League champions, Cleveland Indians.
Lucas. Okay, we're not even going to talk about this. We're moving on. My AL is Yankees v Twins, and I feel like the Yankees are going to move on. I feel like the Twins are a good team, but they're not World Series potential. And as much as I hate the Yankees, I feel like they are going to make it to the World Series. And next, I got Braves at Padres. This is also going to be a pretty good series, but I do have Padres taking the cake on that one, and they're in the World Series. So I have Yankees at Padres, which will be very fun.
That is crazy to me because I did not have the Padres even making the playoffs at all. One reason right here, we can talk about this in a whole other episode, the Padres are overrated. That's all I'm going to say. We can leave that.
And so, Lucas, go ahead and give me your World Series predictions. And it better not say the Yankees, or your mic is going to be cut, and we're going to end this interview here.
And it's not going to say the Yankees because I had them losing in the division series. It may or may not say the Indians, and I'm going to tell you why. My World Series, Cleveland Indians, Atlanta Braves, same as the 1995
Yeah,
World
it's
Series.
a great matchup. I love the matchup. But you know it's going to end up like the 1990s all over again.
That year, the Braves had maybe the best trio of pitchers in all ever of Major League Baseball. Tom Glavine, John Smoltz, and Greg Maddux. Great pitchers. But this time, it's going to be Shane Bieber, Zach Plesac, and Aaron Civale. I'm telling you, your 2021 World Series champions, they're going to win in 6 games. The Cleveland Indians are going to win the 2021 World Series.
No. I'm at a loss for words. I want to put the Indians on the back burner. I'm going to go and give them my World Series predictions, and I'll come back to the Indians. I have Yankees at Padres. I feel like the Padres are going to win, and then they're going to suck for the next 10 years. I feel like they're going to get all their magic out of the way and win this year, and then they won't win again. So now that we got my World Series predictions, time to go over the Indians. You're pitching.
Both of our World Series predictions for each other on each other's brackets did not make the playoffs.
That's crazy.
I didn't have the Padres. You didn't have the Indians.
It's crazy. But I'm going to go over the Indians. They got Shane Bieber. He's a beast. I like Shane Bieber. 2020 Cy Young Award winner. I like Zach Plesac. He's a nice young star. And Tristan McKenzie. I like Tristan McKenzie. Tristan McKenzie, not really your baseball type player. So, other than that, you have nobody. And even Tristan McKenzie and Zach Plesac, even though they're good pitchers, they're not Shane Bieber level pitchers. And then
not yet.
Okay, not yet. Also, I like James Karinchak. He's a pretty good one. But as you saw in the Yankees, he got beat to. I'm not gonna bring up PTSD for you, Lucas. But other than that, you have 4 pitchers that are good, and your offense is horrid. You got rid of Francisco Lindor. You got rid of Cookie Carrasco. Also, he's a pitcher, but you got rid of him too. You got rid of Carlos Santana. You have Jose Ramirez. He's good. He's a top 20 player. Franmil Reyes, who is iffy sometimes. You don't know if he's going to be good or you don't know. And let's see. You have Ben Gamel, who is not a good player. And that's it. That's all I can name on your team. And you have that.
Eddie Rosario.
Okay, Eddie Rosario. That's actually a good player. So you have Jose Ramirez and Eddie Rosario. That's it. There's no way that 4 pitchers and 2 hitters are going to win you a World Series. I'm just sorry. There's no way.
People are going to see this in all of Major League Baseball. Andres Gimenez is going to be we got him in the Lindor deal. In another episode, we can make a whole episode about this on why I think the Indians are better without Lindor. Andres Gimenez is going to take his spot perfectly. He's going to be top 5 in MLB in average. Franmil Reyes is going to hit 50 bombs this year. Luke Lowe is going to start hitting against righties, and he is going to hit 25 bombs. Josh Naylor, who we got in the Clevenger trade last year, he's going to hit 20 bombs. Bobby Bradley is going to come up after April once Jake Bauers is
I don't know
done,
why y'all sent
because he's going to
down
be done very
Bobby
quickly.
Bradley. He was one of your only good players.
Well, we need
Oh,
service
okay.
time
Service
stuff,
time
and we want to
manipulation.
give
That
Jake
makes
Bauers
sense.
a
Yeah.
chance because Jake Bauers, we have no options left. So once we send him down, anyone can take him. So give Jake Bauers like a month chance, in my opinion. He'll probably won't do as well. So we'll bring Bobby Bradley up. Bobby Bradley's going to have a good rest of the season.
Okay, that's no, but
No.
But okay, that's okay. That's a great topic about service time manipulation. I think that's going to be a part of our next episode. But
Yes.
okay. So as you guys hear it, Lucas thinks the Indians are going to win the World Series, and actually, I'm going to make a little bet with Lucas. $5. The Indians will not make the playoffs. You guys heard it here, episode 4 on the Bullpen Talk. We will come when it's playoff time, and if the Indians make the playoffs, I don't care what form or fashion they make the playoffs. If they do, $5 to Lucas, he will have $5. You guys hear it? You heard it here first. You can take it to the bank. The Indians will not make the playoffs, and I hate to be so harsh, but there's just so many good teams right now in the American League that are better than the Indians. And I hope the Indians have a great season for Lucas so that he can – I hope the Cubs and Indians both do good because it's kind of both of our final hurrahs. So I hope we both have a great year so we can both enjoy our last year of being of competitive teams. But my opinion, no way the Indians are going to make the playoffs. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. We both shared a few laughs, and I really enjoyed this episode. A little thing. This is our 4th episode, and the last one before the start of the season. We are going to try to get at least one episode each week, and if we miss one, which I don't think we will, but if we do, we will upload like twice a week probably.
Yes.
To make up for that. So we really enjoyed you listening for today's episode. We really do want to know what you guys want to hear us talk about. So please leave your comments on if you're watching it on my channel, if you're watching it on his channel. And me and Lucas have talked about maybe making our own channel called The Bullpen Talk. And these episodes would be put on there and on our channels too. But we don't know about that right now. So wherever you're watching, please leave a comment of what you guys want us to talk about, and we will. So this is watching or listening, and for right now, this is Ethan signing off. So thank you guys for listening.
Before you're done, is there anything coming up on your channel that you have in the next week or two?
Oh yes, I forgot to. I didn't see that on my notes. So in about 1.5 weeks, as most of you know, I'm going to Texas to watch the second game at Globe Life Field. It's going to be a ton of fun. They're playing the Toronto Blue Jays, and there's going to be a little surprise in that episode. You guys don't know what it is, and we're not going to say it on here, but you will see what that surprise is on that episode. And there will also be a little surprise on Lucas's episode when he goes to Cleveland. So yeah, I'm going to Texas in a week and a half. There's going to be our vlog, so I'm going to make a vlog for that, and that'll be a whole lot of fun. Hope you guys can watch that. And that is it for me. So I'm going to go ahead and let Lucas sign us off in this video, tell what he has coming up on his channel, and we'll be out of here.
Yes, it'll be so good to get back into MLB stadiums. It's been so long since that has happened, and I'm going to be super glad, especially to get back into Progressive Field. It is basically my second home, so super glad to get back into there. But other than that, I have Indians videos coming out live from the stadium opening day, plus more. For me, MLB Daily Recap starting April 2nd. My Wiffle Ball series opening day is going to be April 1st, and I'm going to upload that. This will come out hopefully tonight, possibly Monday. We shall see. But other than that, thank you all so much for listening. Super glad to keep doing this. We will see you next week when we do episode 5. Hopefully, it's a good first week of the season. Ethan, I'll see you then.